I'm Fran Chadha-Day, and today I'm here with Lucy Budge. We're both physicists at the IPPP in Durham, and today we're going to be talking about some of Lucy's research and her career and life as a physicist. So first off, Lucy, what is the one big question that your research is trying to answer?
My research is, I suppose, trying to answer the question of how can we improve our current knowledge of standard model processes. So the standard model is our best current prediction for the fundamental particles in the universe. And my work is looking at how can we make calculations more accurate and more precise so that we can then understand results from experiments better.
So is it that the issue with the standard model is we have this great model of how particles work, but actually making predictions from it is very mathematically difficult or requires a lot of computing time? Would that be a fair assessment?
Yes, yeah, that's it exactly. So my work is producing what we call analytical equations. So they are exact equations for these really complicated calculations, and making them as short as possible so that we can understand what's happening in them.
Right.
And this in turn speeds up computation. It makes the programs we run faster and more stable so that they work in whatever area we want to look at, rather than at some points just completely failing to fully capture what's going on.
Right. So you're telling the scientists at the Large Hadron Collider what they should be expecting to see.
Yeah, exactly. And we're looking at whether these equations, the more accurate these equations are, the better we can understand whether the experimental results are exactly what we expect to see, or if there are these small deviations that might point to something more interesting.
And can you remember why you decided to become a physicist?
Yeah, so when I was at school, I didn't much like physics. I thought it was pretty boring. I hated just putting together circuits and watching light bulbs turn on and off. It was when I was doing my A-levels, my last couple of years of school. I'd chosen to take physics because I was good at it and I liked maths and chemistry, and it kind of fit nicely together with those. And it was actually my chemistry teacher who recommended some books for me to read that were about quantum mechanics. And I just absolutely loved them. And I just wanted to learn as much as I could about quantum mechanics and particle physics. And it was then that I decided that actually I did want to study physics, and it wasn't as boring as I'd always thought.
And hopefully your career as a physicist has confirmed that it wasn't boring.
Yeah, absolutely. I did always wonder if I'd get through, 3 years of my degree and think, no, I'm done. But I've enjoyed doing a PhD as well.
And do you have a favourite physics fact that you can share?
My favourite fact is that at any one moment, there is approximately 1 kitten's worth of dark matter contained within the Earth.
Oh, that's cute. That is a nice
cute
way of putting of it.
Yeah. I think it's about a 4-week-old kitten's worth. It's a very small kitten.
And that's by mass, presumably.
By mass.
The weight of 1 kitten.
Yeah. So it's spread out. It's not in the shape of a kitten, unfortunately. Spread out, but throughout the Earth. Yeah, 1 kitten's worth.
Yeah. So you've told us about how you're trying to have analytic answers for predictions of our current model of particle physics. So analytic means that you can write it down in a simple-ish equation on a piece of paper. But day to day, what does that look like? What would a typical day in your job be like?
So a typical day can vary from me just running code and making small changes and kind of seeing what happens with that, to implementing new code. So I might be adding a bit on to a current program, whether that's adding on a slightly new aspect to it or just improving what's there. Or it could be writing a paper or going right back to the beginning of starting on these equations and getting the building blocks that we work with. So we have to start somewhere, so you build up from the basics and then you simplify after that.
And then what's your favourite part of that? What do you think your favourite part of the job is?
I really enjoy the programming side of things. I really enjoy fiddling with the programs and sort of, I enjoy seeing what happens if you change a parameter somewhere, like how does that affect the results? And that's always interesting, I think.
Yeah, I really love once you've written a bit of code, it's kind of like the hard work is done and now you just sort of have a new toy you can play with.
Yeah, exactly. And plotting graphs and seeing what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And in the whole of physics, do you have a physics discovery that you're most hoping will happen in your lifetime, whether it's discovered by you or by somebody else?
So I think it would be really interesting, or it'd be really great to see something to do with dark matter discovered. So this isn't my area, but I suppose I think it's the most likely place we're going to see something next. So there are all these dark matter detectors around the world and we haven't seen anything yet. So that would be it would just be really exciting if we did find something. And also I've done some work on neutrinos, which are these really, really light, small particles that we don't know that much about. And they're fascinating. And I'd love to see some more discoveries come out of the neutrino area as well.
If you had to guess what particle dark matter is, what its identity was, what's your best guess?
Oh, I have absolutely no idea. Not a clue. No, I mean, I've seen so many different theories and some of them you see and you think, nah, but there are so many plausible ones.
That's probably quite a philosophically sensible answer to not have a prejudice on that.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't even know where to begin on predicting which which I think is most likely.
Yeah. So outside of physics, what are your hobbies? What do you do at the end of a day of physics?
So I have a 2-year-old golden retriever called Emmy. She's named after a famous mathematician, but I love training her. We've started doing some gun dog training, so although I'm not planning to actually use her as a gun dog, I'm training her to follow scents and find toys hidden in trees and all of this stuff. I really enjoy going for walks with her, things like that. Yeah, just exploring the area. Yeah, we were sat at it was a PhD student summer school, so it was at a bus step. And I had been waiting all week for the puppies to be born, knowing that I would have one of these puppies. And it got to about 9 p.m. one evening and they were being born and we were getting these live updates from the breeder. And I was updating my friends and he just texted me saying, can I come and talk to you? I'm really excited about the puppies. So we just sat up like watching these updates and coming up with names. And that was when we thought of Emmy.